Beth Dawes has always been determined that she won't be limited by being partially sighted. But while a walk in the park remains just that, much of the rest of life under coronavirus has proved tough. Like all of us, she's had to contend with new rules, signs and street layouts. Except, of course, it's much harder for her to make her way through them.
The layouts of things have changed. They've moved things about. There's one-way systems in place, like cycle paths and things like that they've added. And I feel so much more reliant on people than I ever did. And I don't want to feel like that. It's horrible and it doesn't do anything. You feel anxious about going out and then you feel down because you haven't been able to get out. It's just a really, really tough time, and I've never felt so blind as I have in the last few months.
And there have also been challenges for this group. Geordie Voices members have learning disabilities. Many have found themselves isolated and confused by the changes in their world. Mind you, some of their concerns might feel familiar to all of us.
And I'm always thinking, am I supposed to do that? Can I do that? The government aren't making any sense to people like myself and Stuart and others.
Which is why I think people are just doing now what they want to do, because they don't know what they can do, they don't know what they can't do.
Are we going to be like this for months on end into the new year? Because if we are, I don't want to think about it.
And groups representing the region's disabled people say COVID has had a profound effect on physical and mental health. They've now drawn up a manifesto calling for lessons to be learnt and changes to be made.
One of the things we call for is extra support and investment to protect disabled people so that we don't have this awful impact on them again. Anxiety, depression are all very high, and of course a lot more people have lost their lives as well who are disabled. We want involvement of disabled people in the planning and decision making.
The government insists it has responded to the concerns of disabled people and is committed to supporting them at every stage of this crisis. But if a second wave does hit, many disabled people here feel they'll suffer more than most yet again. Richard Moss, BBC Look North in Newcastle.